Yeah, anyway, so yeah, we were just saying, Tucson, you had a great start to the season, 7-1.
Absolutely.
You're basically the second best team because Vegas has gone crazy on us.
Yeah, he has.
Started out
Um,
with eight straight.
right as of right now, I'm giving up the least amount of points per game.
Mm,
Very happy about that.
yeah. Well, maybe that's a good place to start because I actually had prepared something which includes a reference to that. Let's just
Okay,
check whether Rylan, can you hear us okay?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, hey man, how are you?
Good. How are you guys?
good.
Yeah, I'm
Good,
fine.
Riley.
What'd you have for dinner, Boots?
Oh, I had for dinner, I had a mini brioche with a fried chanterelle mushroom, a
Wow.
small smoked salmon tart, a steak tartare with green peppercorn sauce, a baked cod with a celeriac mousse, and a cherry clafouti with rice ice cream for dessert, and a wine pairing to go with it.
A hell of a dinner.
That's
Just
quite
like,
the memory too. That's
Yeah.
impressive. You could rattle that off.
Yeah.
well, it was only a couple of hours ago, right? But actually, I mean, Copenhagen, where I live, it's probably one of the best restaurant cities in Europe, I guess. There's so many, right? Amazing places where you can eat. And they all have to compete with each other by basically doing these kind of discounts if you eat on an early serving. So like 5:30, 6 o'clock or something like that is basically half price for the menu.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so that makes it pretty affordable to get, yeah, seriously nice food, right? So yeah, I mean, it's a lot of people come here as tourists basically just to go to restaurants as well. Yeah, so I mean, it's really a place that's known for the possibility to eat nice food. But yeah, I mean, the recording is going, and I think the idea is just have a little kind of mid-season catch up, see how things are going. But if it's okay with you guys, I prepared you a little quiz actually to get us
Okay.
started. Are you ready for that?
Oh no.
Oh boy.
I think it's a quiz that kind of it basically goes from the fairly easy or very easy to almost impossible.
Okay.
So but you basically busted the first question, Tucson, which
Okay.
was which team has so far this year the best defense by points per game?
Me.
It's you, isn't it? It's Madison. What's the secret, Tucson? What do you reckon?
I got an elite pass rusher again. That's
Hmm.
kind of where like how I build my defense and how I game plan my defense is built upon having an elite pass rusher. And I had Rivera last year, and then my other DN Horton went down for the season, so that didn't help. Um, but Rivera is fully developed in his second season, and he is an absolute beast. And he's also been great in the run game as well, not just pass
Yeah,
rushing.
yeah, he is. He's doing really well. So I don't get to make a joke about just because you haven't played anyone good yet. Is that right? So it's just because you got good players and a good scheme. That's what you're telling us.
I've had a very easy schedule too, if you look at it. I
Yeah,
believe I have the second easiest schedule so far, and honestly, my schedule, there's a few teams on there coming up that are going to be challenges. One of
bit
them
tougher.
is
Yeah.
in here,
Hmm.
but it's still, based off of the opponents that I'm playing in their records right now, it looks like it's going to be one of the easiest schedules for the playoff contenders.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, you've got a very healthy lead in that division as well. But you've only played three
Mhm.
games at home, so you got an extra couple of home games on the final stretch.
Yeah, but I mean, my one loss is at home, so you know.
Yeah, true. Okay, but let's next question two then. Do you remember when we first did a draft chat? Do you remember Dana Baghetti, the kind of defensive end linebacker hybrid? Anybody remember him?
I want to
He's
say he was
just
about 258 pounds.
he might have been. That's not the question.
Good try.
He was all bars, I can tell you that. But he's actually in his third season now, and he's leading the league in which defensive category?
Tackles.
Tackles, says Ryan.
Three Harris.
Yeah, I was gonna
Hurries.
say hurries.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So you're all wide of the mark. He's actually leading the league with passes defensed.
Wow.
14 he's got in 8 games.
Wow.
Which is significantly the best in the league. It's quite a lot, that, isn't it?
That is crazy.
That is crazy. All right, so next question. Which quarterback has thrown the most interceptions so far this year?
Oh shit.
Oh,
I'm pretty sure it's my guy.
yeah, I'd probably say just from volume alone, like my guess would be Road, and I think that's a safe bet.
Yeah, it's always interceptions is of course always slanted towards volume, isn't it? And it is, yeah, it's Glenn Pierce, 15.
Yeah,
15 Road. That's worse than last year, right?
much worse. He threw 7 in the last game or 2 games ago against
He threw
State
7.
Farm. Yeah,
7 picks in a game.
Oh my God.
He threw 4 touchdowns and 7 picks.
That'll skew your results a bit.
So
Yeah.
your game plan details, you're like, never take out my quarterback. Never.
I think so. Probably. Yeah.
Wow, 7 in a game though. Okay, so that definitely skews his stats a little bit as well. That's amazing.
Yeah. But he's playing very bad.
Now, here's the question. Is that the most interceptions ever thrown in a game by a quarterback? My bet would be yes.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Let's have a little look. Records.
Is that something that records even tracks?
I think it doesn't get tracked. Yeah.
Yeah,
it doesn't get
that's my
tracked?
guess. That's my
I don't
guess.
think so.
Because usually records, it tracks like good things. That's kind of not a good thing.
Exactly. Yeah. I think it records sacks taken, I think, but not interceptions for some reason.
Okay. So that's a little bit more tricky to track down.
Yeah, time sacked is recorded, but not interceptions.
Need some crazy parser for all of the historical HTML files from the whole history of the league. Let's stay on quarterback. So your quarterback, Tuson.
Yeah.
Javier Heath.
Yeah.
He is well on course to break an all-time record in the IFL. Which record is he on course to break?
It's either going to be yards thrown or it's going to be sacks taken.
My guess was sacks taken.
My guess would be sacks taken.
Sacks. Oh, I think it is sacks. Yeah.
It is sacks. So the record is 640. There was some guy called Alan Gaylor that played for Orlando and McAllen for most of his career. He played 16 years and he took 640 sacks. If Heath plays 16 years, he will be well over 700. He is basically getting sacked 50 plus times a season, sometimes 60 throughout his whole career at Madison. That is.
Hey man, it's what happens when you have low sense rush and you have a team that's built to throw the ball.
Yeah, quite impressive.
I bet you'd be happy if you played 16 seasons, though.
Oh, I would.
And I think he probably will. He's in his 10th or 11th season now, and he's what, 31, 32, something like that?
Yeah, he was a young quarterback when I drafted him. So
yeah, he looks like a 16 season guy, I think. As long as you keep, renewing his contract.
Yep.
Giving him stats. Yes, I got one more question about this season, and then there's a couple of historical ones. So this is the one that I would rate under high difficulty level, this question. So there are 2 teams in the league this season who have had 1 or more tight end rushes. One of them is Calgary. Who's the other one?
Oh,
I
Did you know
knew
it?
one was Calgary,
Yeah,
so
yeah, more than one. I've had a few.
uh,
I like my elephant reverse.
Um, I'm just gonna take a stab in the dark and say Vegas, but I have no clue.
Yeah, I mean this is just a guess question basically, but
yeah.
trying to think of who has a good tight end.
I'm not sure that even counts, does it?
No.
I mean, maybe it's a thing you do when you have a bad tight end. I don't know.
I'm gonna say Los Angeles.
You want to take
I'm
a
gonna
stab in the
say
dark, Road?
Georgia.
Yeah. Okay, so the answer is Raleigh.
Okay.
Okay.
But tight end rushes, if you go back through, you can basically have a look back through year by year using the kind of yearbook and individual statistics. And if you
Hmm.
if you basically do rushes and filter by tight ends, all players, it doesn't happen often.
I guess those are fullback runs, right?
Yeah,
Nope, mine
I'll
isn't.
say,
Well,
It's
yeah,
a
okay.
yours is a designed reverse,
Yeah.
but
yeah.
yeah, I would say like it's probably somebody putting a tight end in a fullback position and calling a fullback run from that formation.
Yeah, but I'm not sure that is how it's counted because it's incredibly rare. Um, so the ones that I've got that count is a reverse out of a 1-3-1. And you can assign the U tight ends to run a reverse from that formation.
I have no clue.
Yeah.
I used to out of a 2-1-2 put a tight end in at fullback and give him a run or two, and it was actually fairly effective.
It can be.
I think it's just luck of the draw on your tight end being a good rusher or not. But
Yeah, and the volume is pretty low generally, right? Because even if you run
yeah,
that play twice a game, it's only,
I
30
had him in
times
for
a
like
season.
third and short or something, so it wouldn't come up too often.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But I'm not actually sure how the game counts what should be recorded as a tight end run. I think it's not guys who are in a 2-1-2 in a fullback position. I think that's counted as a fullback run, actually. So I
Interesting.
think these ones are legitimate from a tight end starting position. You run the ball, which can only be a reverse, right? I think you can reverse a tight end out of a 230 as well, and maybe out of a 2-2-1. I don't know. I can't remember. Anyway, that's next year's fashionable play. Now we mentioned it. Yeah, let's have a couple more here, historical ones maybe. So, which team was won the first ever bowl in the IFL? Does anyone know that?
I would just have to guess Iowa City.
That's a pretty good guess, but it's not correct.
I'd say Georgia, just to keep saying Georgia
I
or
think you'll be
something.
right one of these days.
Hartford.
Just scouting. Okay, I'm just going to let you know now that none of the answers to these questions is Georgia Road. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
You're gonna make him change it up.
So for the historical fans, the first ever bowl, Orlando beats State College 24-6.
Okay.
2003. There you go. Um,
That was quite a while ago.
but it was quite a while ago, and there's two teams have won 7 bowls. Can you name both of them?
No, but I will go with Iowa City and Texas.
Um,
Okay.
Iowa City and I'll go Tijuana.
I'll
Road.
go Iowa City and Vancouver.
Okay, so between the three of you, you got the two teams. It's Vancouver and Tijuana. They're
Oh,
the current
Okay.
leaders on 7 bowls each. I think Iowa's got 6, from memory, from when I was looking through the number of times each team has won the bowl. I think Iowa was on 6, and that was also pretty good guess. I think Ryland. I think Texas maybe has got 6 as well.
They were
So
really
were
good
they?
for a long time.
Yeah, were they a good team when you were kind of a new GM at Vancouver?
Yeah, for sure.
Who was the
They like
GM? Do you remember?
Man, I think it was a guy named Matt.
Okay.
Him and Iowa City were like the two big powers in each side of the world there.
And Iowa was dog fan, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. So Iowa's the team that's been to the playoffs the most, but they don't have the most bowls.
Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. And then the last one. There's 5 teams that have never won a bowl in the IFL. Do you want to take a guess at any of those?
Yeah, one is Horsetooth.
Horsetooth has never won a bowl. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
What about Colorado?
Colorado has never won a bowl. They've been to the bowl, but they've not won.
McAllen.
McKellen has won a bowl.
Okay.
Maybe.
Oh, what about Kansas City?
Kansas City has won a bowl.
Okay.
Oh,
About
LA, maybe.
Which one did you say, Rose?
LA, Los Angeles.
Yeah, they've won a bowl.
Okay.
what about Boston?
They have won a bowl.
Montreal.
Yeah, that's another one. They have not won. So that's Horsetooth, Montreal, Colorado. 2 more.
Dakota.
Yep. Correct. Yeah. Dakota has not won a bowl.
All right, somebody else get the last one.
Bonnie?
Did we have Raleigh already?
No.
Okay, yeah, Raleigh. That's the last
Okay.
one.
All right.
Yeah, nice one. So basically this is like the Detroit Lions of the IFL, isn't it? It's
Yeah.
Colorado, Dakota, Horsetooth, Montreal, and Raleigh. They're competing to be the next one to finally claim the big prize. Yeah, but I thought that was pretty good effort, guys. Actually, to be honest,
Mhm.
I didn't keep count of the score. It's just for fun, but it was like a group think exercise. I thought you did pretty well there.
Thanks for putting it together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Was that
Yeah.
the secret? Was that the secret topic you teased?
It was, yeah. It's like a icebreaker quiz. Yeah,
That's
but should
good.
I mean, anybody got any topics they want to put on the table, or any teams, or any sort of reflections on how the league's panning out so far? We're basically just had week 9 in the can, right? So we're at the halfway point for most teams. A couple of teams played 1 game extra, but be on their bye soon. Anything caught your attention, guys?
The competitiveness of the NC South is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we knew that division was going to be good, right? Because
Yeah, we did. I think McAllen's a little bit of a surprise. They've, up and coming team, but they've always seemed to just kind of fall short. And this year they're looking fairly good.
yeah, so they've got some good defensive talent, and now they've got a GM who knows how to use it, I guess, right? They've had a AI
Mhm.
for a couple of seasons, and they got Southpaw just come in there, and I mean, yeah, he's doing well, right?
Yep.
He's even got a 500 record in the division as well.
Yep.
Yeah. Do you reckon? I mean, there's a pretty good chance, isn't there, that no no criticism intended, Tuson, but there's a pretty good chance that the NC side of the league bowl representative is coming from that division, I would say.
Oh yeah. I am very bad when it comes to actually advancing in the playoffs. Usually it's because I run into Tijuana or Vancouver and they end my playoffs. But
Yeah.
But
Well,
yeah, I would agree that
could end the
they're really
playoffs as
good.
well.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, that's shaping up to be a hell of a fight over there.
Yeah, looks like the NC is more competitive than my conference because I think Las Vegas is one or two steps ahead of everyone else this season. In
Funnily
the
enough, he thought he was not going to do well this season.
yeah, he was wrong.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
mean, his
so
business
so far.
is nipping at his heels, though, right? Like Portland and Alaska are looking good.
Yeah, but he's got a 3 game lead on him.
Yeah. I mean, he's gonna get a bye, I think, almost guaranteed, right?
Well,
Hmm.
I think you might be getting by too.
I don't think so. I don't think so. My team is looking atrocious.
I mean,
You scored
who else
330 points.
do
Yeah,
you
but
think is going to be a contender for the second bye?
I'm not sure. My team has had the easiest schedule by far this season, and we are surrendering 10 plus has Harry's game. I mean, I'm not sure what happened to my pass protection, but it has plummeted this season.
Well, you got two big games coming up against Columbia,
Yeah,
and you got Vegas and Madison.
yeah. I'm gonna die on that hill for sure. Probably not the win. I'm not gonna win one or I think I'm gonna win one or no game. I think Columbia is gonna win the division this season, probably.
Oh, we can come back to that prediction.
Yeah.
Yeah, we certainly can.
All right. So you said that your pass protection has been weak. Over under Eric Rivera 2 sacks when I play you. What do you think?
I don't know. Maybe three or four. I don't know. It's been horrendous. Against State College, I think he had like 25 pressures or something like that. Counting
That's
sacks,
crazy.
hurries, and blocked passes, like 25 or 30. I don't know why, but my offensive line is toast this season. And I'm gonna move to a more conventional game plan next season. The all passes. I'm done with the all pass. No, it's not. It's not fun anymore for me.
That's fair.
Yeah, yeah, it
And
is.
I definitely agree where I like having a more balanced attack. It just sometimes it doesn't work out that way where I can try and run that.
Yeah, but I mean, when you have to mix things up, um, you gotta pay attention to a lot of things like roster construction, game planning, and when you just use a system like I'm doing here, doesn't just get the players and let things run by design. I mean, it just takes a lot of fun out of the game.
Hmm. Now, a question for you. Are you ready to swap over? Because I mean, like looking at your line and your line depth, like you really only have like one player who I'd say is a decent potential run blocker, and that's the left tackle that
Yeah,
you took this year in the
yeah, yeah.
draft.
I'm not ready. I'm gonna struggle. I know. I know that.
This is like
But
looking at all the other run blocking that you have. It's like, ooh, that's going to be an interesting switch to watch
yeah,
based off
my
your
running
current
back is
roster.
my running back has like less than 1 yard per carry average. So yeah, with those numbers, I'm gonna struggle for sure.
So
But
we
you never know. I have draft. I have some players that I think they are worth something, straight assets. So maybe I'm I'm gonna leave it here.
Did you want to say something, Rylan? I wasn't sure if you were coming in there.
Oh, I was gonna say it sounds like maybe there will be some West Virginia receivers on the trading block this season.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah, maybe
they're all garbage.
the quarterback too. Who knows?
Maybe a quarterback?
Oh,
Yeah, who knows? Maybe.
that'll
Whoa.
make for an interesting offseason.
Yeah,
Colorado needs a quarterback, and they got a lot of picks. Just saying.
yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Of course, uh, my style is so pass heavy that I mean I know I need to get rid of some of the value I have, some of the valuable players I have. Otherwise, it's gonna take like 10 seasons to come back.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe
Yeah.
maybe
Okay.
I have just two good wide receivers. So mm, yeah, maybe the quarterback.
Well, that would be a hell of a thing. I don't know who could even afford a guy like Pierce. I mean, really. I don't mean in terms of their cap. I mean in terms of like who could put enough enough value on the table,
I mean,
basically.
Colorado just traded a 70-plus quarterback. It-
Well, that's right. That's why I mentioned that they've got ammunition. Yeah, they traded that guy to Murfreesboro, was it?
I think it's Portland.
Or
Portland, yeah.
Portland? Yeah, Portland. Right. Yeah. Yeah, they
Yeah,
got
but
they
he
got
hated
quite a
Drake.
lot. Go ahead, Road. Sorry, he hated him.
No, he hated that quarterback. So I mean,
Yeah,
when you're not fine or you just develop some sort of hatred for a player, you better get rid of him.
yeah. I assumed that was somehow kind of behind the thinking, right? Because I mean, honestly, before these trades, I think Colorado's roster was better than mine. The quarterback was better. Running back was better.
The
Better.
game thinks you have the best roster in the league.
Well, I would be interested to know why that is. I think I have quite a lot of cohesion now, so I don't know if
No,
that
no,
counts.
like not related to cohesion, just related
Not,
to strictly roster. You have a 100 rated roster. It's by far the best according to the game.
yeah, that's interesting. I mean, I don't have any. I
If you
have a
go to
lot
Blue
of.
Book and then franchise values,
Yeah, okay, let's do that. I
and
mean,
then sort by roster.
sort by roster. There you go. Yeah, I mean, what I don't have is
And now
like
that look
my
at
my.
Colorado is at the very bottom.
Yeah, maybe they are now.
Yeah, I don't think their quarterback dropped them 70 points.
Well, they traded a good wide receiver too, right? And yeah, a couple of other players that maybe didn't make that much difference, but um,
Yeah, but just having a fullback adds like 30 points. If you don't have a fullback,
yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
I'm 52, and if you check, like San Antonio has the worst roster. I bet he doesn't have a fullback.
yeah,
Probably
right.
not. But it's
Okay,
impressive what he's doing with that.
and he's been to the bowl 3 of the last 4 seasons with a roster rated 2 overall.
Yeah.
So I think that
So
there's something weird going on with that.
FOF roster calculation confirms fullback is the most important position. What?
Yep,
Yeah.
he's got the bare minimum in the backfield, 3 running backs. That's it. So his team is cursed. You compare it to Calgary and look at that beautiful fullback there, pushing me all the way to the top. Yeah, okay. I'm not sure we can put too much weight behind how the game calculates the roster value here.
Nope.
So I'm sticking by what I said. I liked Colorado's roster. Let's say at the start of the season, it's got loads of defensive depth as well, which has all been retained so far, I think. So I assumed that there was some kind of, yeah, I've had it with this team. I just want to burn it down and start something different. See how I get on with that. I
Yeah.
mean, the
Also,
other.
he
Hmm,
he he seldom misses a pick, so he's one of the most consistent drafters in the league. So it makes sense. If he's not happy with his current team, he can reload. if he has the draft capital to do that, he can reload, I guess, quicker than other GMs.
Yeah, so can you remember what Colorado picked up for the trade with the quarterback? They got a couple of firsts, I think, didn't they?
It was 2 firsts and like a 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th, or 5th, 6th, and 7th, something like that.
Yeah, so he's going to have a couple of first rounds for the next 2 drafts, something like that.
Yeah, I did process the trade, but I can't remember. But
Yeah, it was 2 firsts, 4, 5, 6, and 7.
But one of the things that he might find difficult is to be bad enough to get a top 3 pick.
I
Yeah.
think he'll have to trade up.
With
Yeah.
who? Because all the teams that are chasing the number 1 draft position are all AI teams.
Well, then he might have to trade for somebody superliminal.
Yeah. He's
low. Yeah, waiting for that.
we're dealing Glenn Pierce for you here, Rose. He's out next year.
Yeah.
Sorry? Honestly, if he comes to my division, I'm going to be so mad. I have to face so many good quarterbacks.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna take the best offer, unless it is Columbia's.
Unless it's Columbia. Yeah.
What if it was
exactly.
Vegas?
Yeah, maybe we'll. I don't know.
I don't know. You and Vegas seem to always meet in the playoffs.
Yeah, yeah. But I like his quarterback too, so I almost drafted his quarterback back in the day. So
Vegas can't trade their quarterback. They got too much tied up in him. Plus, he fits their chemistry.
Yeah.
yeah, he's purple.
No,
Yeah,
maybe Alaska then. He needs a QB.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, maybe can
And
send
he's
me
still
all
5-3.
Yeah, and he has
Like
a
he's
lot
doing
of
a great job with not like lack at quarterback talent.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's been a great offensive man. Sorry?
He seems to be platooning them. He's played both of them. They're both doing pretty well.
Yeah, they both perform pretty well.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's doing a very nice job. A very nice job there. Yeah. Yeah, so we were just talking about potential new landing spots for Glenn Pierce. This is just, in our world, he's basically traded already now, right?
Yeah.
But
done deal. Just need to find the partner.
Yeah, exactly. He's out. West Virginia's hand just given up, moving on to the next. I thought maybe we could just quickly talk about the AI teams, because there is a really weird kind of discrepancy between, there's a bunch of absolutely awful AI teams who are all competing to get those top picks next year. And then there's Miami that's leading the AC South, and their quarterback Rose is actually having a hell of a season. I think he's by far the most accurate passer in terms of like completion percentage and stuff. And then Iowa is actually back in the game, right? They're also an AI team, aren't they?
Yeah.
I wonder what it is that's making Miami and Iowa so good compared to the others. See, Miles Rozier, he's like QBR 100, average per attempt 732, 12-1 touchdown to interceptions. Yeah, he's not passing it that much. I guess that's helping a little. Actually, similar to last year, 67% completion. Yeah, what's the secret, AI?
It's Giovanni Lincoln for Iowa City.
Giovanni Lincoln. Oh, for some reason, this is not related to going out and drinking wine at all, that I think I can see players by clicking on the division. Giovanni Lincoln. What am I looking for here?
Linebacker.
Linebacker. Let's have a look. Oh my God. Yeah, I kind of forgot about this guy. This guy was picked by Steele when he was the GM for a season.
Hmm.
Yep.
Wow, he's crazy, isn't he?
Yeah.
And cheap
Yep.
For one more year.
for one more year, right? He's still on his rookie deal. That's
Eight,
right.
eight more games, and then he's going to be paid about 45 million a year.
Who's gonna pay
Yeah,
him?
The AI will.
for sure, right?
Yeah, they're not letting
They'll
this guy go.
Hmm.
no. They're gonna go deep into cap hell to keep hold of this one.
But those bars are insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, they really are.
He hasn't played that well for some reason. But again, it's the AI. Who knows? He's
Yeah, so
been injured. Yeah.
yeah, his tackle percentage is okay. His pass coverage is okay. Yeah, I guess.
But you would expect more, right?
Yeah, yeah. With his bars and everything, you would expect him to be playing better than okay.
Yeah. But anyway, I think the AI is a little bit underrated. It is very bad at handling off-season matters, but I think it is decent game planning, I think. It's not
And
that bad.
I think it's kind of like a coin flip. Like you sometimes get good AI, you sometimes get bad AI, and it even in the off season. For example, um, my auto draft pick of Harvey Sharkey that I was
Mm,
trashing in our draft, video, he's
yeah.
actually been very good. I apologize to the AI. I was unaware of their game. Um,
So he's by far the best running back you've had for quite a few years, right?
yeah, like, I was doing a timeshare for the first three
Mm-hmm.
games, I think, with him and Reese,
Mm,
and he just kind of forced my hand into being my full-time running back, and he's done well.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
it's kind of a coin flip as to if you're going to get the AI doing something good or the AI doing something bad.
Yeah. Makes sense. Yeah.
So this is I've noticed that sometimes you get players rookies, right? That they're really good the first season. So
Hmm.
first time I noticed this was like rookie offensive linemen playing well, right? When their bars are totally not developed fully at all. I mean, I'm not talking about 90% like Sharky. I'm talking about, 30% developed
Hmm.
O-line
Yeah.
men playing well, and then they drop off until they get developed, right? And it's not always true. I mean, you can have rookie O-line guys that play like shit as well, right?
Hmm.
But it's also not O-lineman. That's just where I noticed it first, is that it seems to me that sometimes, players come in from the draft, and another example is I got a guy in the IHOF that was a quarterback, and he's like a 28 overall guy, right? Maximum.
Hmm.
He's not, and he's only 40% developed, so he's like a 12 out of 28, right? But his position drill was very high, yeah,
Hmm.
like 97 or something, which is basically why I drafted him, right? And he played amazingly well in the first year, and then was dog shit afterwards, right? And also his combines went down after the first season, so he didn't have a 97 position drill anymore. He went down to like a 90 or an 89 or something like that, right?
Hmm.
Have you guys noticed that sometimes as well, that you can have rookies who are just have an amazingly good first season and then they kind of fall away? That seems to be a thing that I don't know how to predict it, I would say. So I never know which guys are going to be those guys, but they do show up in my experience, at least.
Hmm.
I don't know. Ryland doesn't know because he doesn't like to play rookies.
It's
That's
true.
true. Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, I don't like it either. So,
Yeah.
um, but yeah, you're probably right.
It makes it difficult, right? Because especially this quarterback that I was telling you about. I was looking at him going like, I just don't believe it, right? I just don't believe he's a good player. He's just playing well. But if I decide, okay, I've got my QB of the future here, I'm just going to start building around him. I'm just heading for hell, right? Because he's never going to play like this again. And in the case of this QB, I was right. I mean, he went from 100 from like 110 quarterback rating in year one to like 45 in year two before he got cut. I'm basically playing the same game plan, right?
Hmm.
Yeah, he
So,
did CJ Stroud, basically.
well, like CJ Stroud on like mega steroids, yeah. Like it's
Yeah.
better than
Uh,
CJ Stroud was last year, and well, much worse than him this year. I mean,
yeah,
he is.
maybe Jimmy Clausen.
Jimmy Clausen.
You're right.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah, but I mean, I don't think Sharky is going to be one of those guys, to be honest, Tucson, because
Yeah, I don't think
I,
so either.
I think he's just playing like he is, right? He is a
Yeah,
54 rated guy, and he's going to be one next season as well.
yep.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's worked out pretty nice considering as you were quite disappointed to not pick up, I don't know,
Yeah,
defensive back or whatever here, right? Or even wide receiver, I think.
yeah. It should have been a defensive back.
Yeah.
while we're on Madison's roster here,
Yeah.
Tucson and I were chatting last night, and I think I decided that his defensive end Rivera is the defensive player of the year so far, and
Right.
likely to win it in the end as well.
Yeah. So he's leading the lead for sacks, right? 12 and a half in 8 games. That's amazingly good. He's got 25 hurries too. Pass rush
Yeah,
percent
it is
11.3.
ridiculous. Yeah,
Yeah. He's stepped up a hell of a lot.
and it's not even like, based off of a low volume. Like he plays almost every down,
Yeah.
and he's just been insane.
He got the other side. I
Yeah,
mean,
the
he's
crazy
pretty.
thing about that guy is that if you ever switch to a 4-3-4 defense, he should be very good too because
Yep.
he has good coverage bars too.
Yeah, I do like that. That's
Mm,
definitely something that I have done in the past. Like when I got to Vance, I was a 3-4, and
Yeah,
he actually got Defensive Player of the Year as a 3-4 outside linebacker, and then swapped over to a 4-3. And I kind of like those types of people at defensive end who have, you
mhm.
know, just a good, to great in almost every bar, because it gives you the option of, if you choose to switch your defense, you don't have to go out and get new players to fill those positions.
yeah.
Yeah, and
I
you gotta.
mean,
Yeah, go ahead, Rose.
no, it gives you some flexibility, not having your best defensive player tied to a certain um, coaching style, right?
Hmm.
Yeah, and he's pretty intelligent as well. You got this Horton guy who's a nice sort of counterbalance on the other end of
Yep.
the line as well.
Yep.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
underperforming a little bit, but I mean, it's probably benefiting Rivera. So,
exactly, exactly.
it's, if you're, not like, that's kind of how I like setting up my defense, is two great pass rushers, and have them play a lot, and one of them's going to do well.
Yeah,
Yeah. That's good to know because those guys are gonna kill my offensive line soon, very
Yes,
soon.
yes, yes. Remember those two guys.
yeah. We're doing a little bit of scouting, pre-scouting for you here, Rose.
Yeah. Well, just to let you know, I have some good pass rushers too, and my quarterback is not a Saints Rush zero bar guy. So
Yeah, I still can't believe you keep picking up these pass rushers so cheap.
Me?
No,
Oh,
Road.
Road, yeah.
Yeah, okay, let's take a look
Yeah,
who you
did
got in mind here.
got Lester Morant, who I remember from being on Pittsburgh for a while.
yeah,
He was a great pass rusher. You got him super cheap. This is a great pickup.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Who's the
I
other one?
think he
Urban
paid
Check?
off
So
third, right?
you paid a third, yeah, okay. Okay, so
Yeah.
is there some bonus which is being carried by Pittsburgh here? Which is why the cap
Uh,
cost is low?
yeah, but I resigned him
Oh, you
for
re-signed
4
him.
years, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then that guy, the guy on the left, I had my eyes on him for like 2 or 3 seasons before I got him in free agency. So
Yeah. So this is a guy you've re-signed as well, I guess? Or, I mean, this is
no,
this
yeah,
is
it was a free agency pickup. Yeah.
so basically nobody competed with you for this guy?
I don't remember, but I think he didn't get too much attention, to be honest.
Huh. Yeah.
Yeah.
Low leg diagnosis is not very smart, but I mean, 23 sacks over the last 2 seasons,
Last season and a half.
last season and a half, right, yeah. He's averaging around 9% pass rush percent. That's pretty good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and he can hold his own in run defense. That's why I like him.
yeah, he can.
And he's got the endurance to be a 3-down player.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and he's got affinity, so yeah, nice. Who's the other guy you got there? He's a starter. Okay, he's like a kind of just a slightly less good version of the same guy, isn't he?
Yeah. But I see him a little bit better than that.
Okay, yeah.
I think he has an 89 pass rush technique bar.
Yeah.
And my defensive coordinator has a pretty good scouting bar, so I think
Hmm.
it should be quite accurate.
I mean, even like this is pretty good.
Yeah. He came from Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh is my farm team for pass rushes.
And Pittsburgh is not short of pass rushers either because they keep drafting them.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he plays 3-4, I think. I'm not sure,
He
but
he does. He does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. He's a 3-4.
He's an Eagle guy, I think maybe, isn't he? Let's
I
have a
think
look.
so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Take a quick look, but I think that's the case. Pittsburgh. Yeah. 3-4 Eagle. He's got a pretty
yeah,
nice defensive coordinator.
I basically grab his outside linebackers he doesn't want and make them switch them to defensive ends, and that's it.
He's carrying
A cheap
8
alternative.
linebackers. He's carrying 8 linebackers on the roster this year, so maybe there's another spare coming up soon.
Yeah, I hope so. Because Friday is almost in his Sunday. Is in his Sunday. Uh, how do I phrase that? He's old.
He's old. That sounds good.
Yeah.
Sounds good. How about this guy, man? Corwin Clayton. Is he the next great pass rusher in West Virginia? What do you reckon? He's
Oh, yeah.
1.5 years left. Big pass rush technique bar. 27. Big
I
enough
like
just
this.
about. Yeah. Keep him on your radar.
Yeah, he can play zone too. So
He can play zone too. Yeah, so maybe you could do a little Glenn Pierce, Corwin Clayton swap in the off season.
yeah. Who knows? Maybe I take everything down.
Yeah, just send him over for Glenn Pierce straight up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Corwin Clayton in a 7th round.
Well, I would be saving a lot of money because I have to pay him anyway.
Yeah.
You guys want to make some season-ending predictions or something?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Mhm.
What do you reckon? Should we take should we take who's going to make the playoffs or like who's going to get the bye? Stuff like that.
Sure.
Yep.
Okay, let's put it out there. AC, yeah, the AC side of the league. Who do we see making it?
I see
I mean, it looks
big.
like State College should win their division.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, I think Iowa probably drops away a little bit.
Yeah.
Let's have a quick look at whether State College has got a head-to-head. No, we can't have, right? Because neither of them has lost in division, so they've just been beating up on the other team so far.
Yep.
Let's take a quick look then at State College schedule. Yeah. So he's got at Iowa coming up in week 11,
And he plays Iowa at home 15.
and then week 15 at home. So yeah, they got two. So those two games probably, pretty good chance that the results of those two decides who comes out top in the AC North, I guess. Although
Yeah.
Montreal is started 0-5 and now they're on a run of 3 wins. So maybe they got a shot at a wildcard spot. Maybe let's take a look. They were one of our teams that we kind of said was on the up based on their recent drafting and so on. They had a pretty difficult start to the season, actually. State College, Georgia, U Road, Columbia.
Yeah, as long as they don't play at home, they're fine because
But apparently so, yeah. Yeah, okay, so maybe I'm rooting a little bit for Montreal here as well. Let's see if they can keep their good form together.
yeah.
Who's going to be brave and say Miami?
I'll say Miami.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I'm going to take
Murfreesboro's got
Murfreesboro.
6 road games left.
Who has 6 road games left, Miami or Murfreesboro?
The Mules.
They got 6 road games left. Let's take a look at what they got coming up. They got Miami twice. So they're still to play each other as well. That's interesting. And then they're going to play then NC East. They got a few games there left to go. Would be crazy if Miami won that division, wouldn't it?
It would.
I'm calling
I
it.
don't think it's going to happen.
Miami wins the division.
I'm calling the Mules.
Also the Mules too.
Yeah.
But they have a really tough schedule. Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, I'm going to go with Rylan. I'm going to say Miami. I don't believe it, but I'm going to say it. It's one of those like with your heart or your head things. It's neither my heart nor my head. I'm not sure where it's coming from, but I'll say
gut.
it.
Your
It's
gut.
the wine. It's the wine,
Yeah.
obviously.
Yeah,
Yes.
from the gut, the wine.
The wine pairing.
I'm easily persuadable after a couple of glasses of wine. Okay, then yeah, AC East. Road reckons it's not him.
He's wrong.
Yeah.
I'm still Rhodes winning this, and then Columbia is getting a wild card.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's how I see it as well. That West Virginia offense, it too often just blows teams away. And it's going to continue to do that, even if it's not quite as secure as it has been in previous years. That's how I see it.
He's putting up 480 yards a game, which is miles above anybody else.
Yeah, and over 100 points more than any other team, I think.
Yep.
Plus, he still has a top 10 defense.
Yeah, because you played 9 games, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fairly easy games. At least on paper. I don't know. I'm gonna say Columbia.
We know you are.
Yes.
So let's bring
How much wine have you had, Rod?
Sorry?
I said, how much wine have you had?
Nothing yet. I don't drink alcohol.
Okay.
Maybe it is a different thing. I'm not optimistic.
Well, we're going to learn something on Monday in the next sim because you two are playing each other.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I also think like, if Columbia does happen to win the division, like West Virginia will be a wild card as well. Like both of those teams I think
For,
are locked into the playoffs.
for sure. For sure. Yeah. 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 Has Colombia built their team to be able to with a great pass defense, Road? Is that part of what they're doing there?
I think he did the past few seasons. Not sure about this season,
Hmm.
but yeah, he traditionally had a pretty strong pass rush
Yeah.
and a good secondary. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. So I agree with the other voices here. West Virginia, Columbia. I think you take the division, Road, and probably a bye as well, to be honest. And in fact, yeah, I'm pretty sure you take the division and the bye. Colombia gets a wild card, and I think they look very, very strong for that.
I
So what
hope you
about
guys can do
what about the West? Vegas too far ahead already? Almost, right?
Yeah. Yeah. This is Vegas' division to lose. It's also their first seed to lose.
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
They haven't played Portland yet. So that is
Portland's hard to judge right now because they got the influx of the new QB.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
yeah, so how many games has he's only played 1 or 2 games, right? Hang on, no, that's
You're
Pittsburgh.
at
That's
Pittsburgh.
why I can't find him.
I think it was 3 games.
It's a cost.
I
So
think it is 3 games. Yeah.
Yeah, 3 games.
3 games.
The last one he was very good. The first
Okay,
two not
first two
so
he was
much.
he was garbage.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, and he played LA the last game, so it's hard to judge.
Yes.
His career has not lived up to his past, has it? I can
No.
see why Colorado got a bit burned out on this guy because he looks like he should be better.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it might take him a season or so to figure out what works with this guy still.
Mm.
Yeah.
Do you
Because
guys
this
do
guy
it?
was
Come
part
on.
of that crazy quarterback class, right?
He was,
Yep.
yeah, he was. The
Yep.
one where there was
The
like
black
5 guys, 6 guys, or
Yep.
whatever. Yeah,
It was him. It was
yeah.
Rose, I think, McBriar, Heath.
Yeah, if you click
Berkman.
on the league draft in blue over there,
Yeah.
Was it Berkman that went first to Tijuana? Yep, it
Yeah,
was.
Bergman,
yeah, they traded up for
Spoon,
him.
Hammernick. Yeah, this draft class was really good.
Yeah, so Rose and so half of these guys are on new teams now.
Yeah,
Huh. I mean, they're all good, right? That's kind of surprising.
definitely surprising.
Yeah.
I mean, like at least the first 12 picks or so were looking pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I have to get to 12 to include your guy.
Yeah. I'm already starting to worry about how I'm going to replace him. And it's some years away, but yeah, he's been very, very good. Yeah, okay, so I agree. Portland are kind of hard to call, right? Just because of this QB switch that they've done.
Mm-hmm.
I think the big question in this division is, does one of these teams make the wild card?
Yeah.
Exactly, right?
Or is it going to be Murfreesboro and Columbia?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or Miami.
No, Miami's winning the division.
No, that.
Yeah. That's where that's where some of the interesting games are going to be played, I think. How that wild card is going to shake out on this side of the league for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Like I think the most interesting thing to watch in the AC is going to be who's going to get that number 6 slot in the wild card.
Yeah, let's just have a quick look because see, Portland has got 2 division wins, and that is because they've played Los Angeles twice.
Yes.
So they still have 2 games each against Vegas and Alaska. That's just going to make a huge difference to whether they take the 6th seed or not, I think.
hmm
Yeah.
And what about Alaska? They've
I mean,
lost
I think if their
to
defense keeps up,
Vegas.
if their defense keeps up, like they're gonna stay in it. I'm not sold on their offense keeping the pace that they've kept so far. But that could
Who's this
definitely
you're,
still be the case.
who's this you're talking about now, Tucson?
Alaska.
Alaska? Yeah.
Yeah, like I think if their defense holds up, they got a good chance of, making the playoffs, but
Yeah,
I think it's got to be on the back of the defense,
they
more
got
or
two
less.
two losses to Vegas already, so they're almost out of the first place race. Yeah.
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 And they
Well,
got some tough games coming up.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say they also have some tough games coming up. Like they got
Yeah, they
Miami,
do.
Couve, Calgary,
And
Yeah.
then the in
and
division stuff as well.
the two Portland games as well. Like they have one of the toughest remaining schedules out of all the playoff hopefuls.
Yeah.
I don't envy their schedule at all.
No.
But they don't have to play Vegas again,
It's true.
which is nice.
They probably wish they did have to play them so they could get the in division win. But yeah, I take your point.
So speaking of Vegas, before we wrap up this division, what do you guys think about a team that is basically even in yards? Like they put up 370, they give up 370, but they're plus 14 in turnovers. Is that something that's just a trait of the team, like they don't turn the ball over and they generate turnovers, or is that something where it's been lucky so far and we don't know what'll happen going forward?
Oh yeah, it's certainly like part of the trade of the team, but I also factors into that as well. Like luck of the Sims. Um, I think if you can continue to keep that up, like they're hard to beat. But it feels
It's
like they have to continue getting those turnovers to
yeah.
continue to stay dominant when they're giving up, basically what they're putting out for offense.
Yeah, it's mostly interceptions.
Right, like you and I fall into that same category, it looks like, Boots.
Yeah. Yeah, we're kind of similar this is the first time for a long time that I'm actually plus in the turnovers. I've really found it difficult to generate turnovers the last few seasons, so that's one thing we're actually doing well this year.
Like you and I are both negative net yards, but high on the turnover margin.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to know because I think he doesn't risk the ball too much. Vegas, I mean. So I think it is a trait of his team, to be honest.
Yeah.
His quarterback has a high completion percentage. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's probably one of the reasons. I don't know. Just speculating, but it makes
Yeah.
sense.
If I had to guess, I would say they will stay up there in terms of being net positive, significantly net positive on turnovers.
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah.
Let's quickly run through the NC with the remaining few minutes we got here. We got about just under 8 minutes to go, so 2 minutes per division. NC North, Madison running away with it. Pittsburgh, the only credible challenger. I think
Yeah.
Pittsburgh is playing a little bit like I expected them to this year. I wrote the kind of Secret Santa review for them, and it looked to me like they needed a little bit more offensive firepower to be able to hang with you,
hmm
Tucson.
Yeah, I mean they've put up the points though. If you
I mean,
look,
I
like
think,
they've
They
only
are.
had one less point than me.
yeah, I
Um,
think their underlying stats look a lot better than their record.
yes.
Yeah, but they put 59 on Boston. So
Yeah.
that kind of.
Yeah.
I'm 44 on Dakota, so
Yeah, and I have a head-to-head against them. The first game I opened up the season against them, I beat them 37-7, and
Yeah.
I have a home game against them this next week.
Yeah, I don't think there's any doubt
that's
Madison wins the division.
yeah,
No,
I'd agree with that.
no, and it's a tough ride for Pittsburgh from here to get a wild card too, right? Simply because of how many other teams with good records are also competing for that wild card
Yeah,
yeah.
spot, right? I mean, let's we mentioned the NC South already, but 3 teams on 6 wins, even traditional kind of bottom feeder McAllen is winning records and playing some good football from time to time, I think, as well, based on what I've seen.
yeah.
And
Speaking of the
there,
NC South, who's going to win the
yeah,
NC South?
Tijuana,
I'm going to say San Antonio.
I'm gonna say Georgia.
Road, you're the tiebreaker. Please say
McAllen, come on, Rose.
McAllen, do it.
No, I'm going San Antonio too.
2
Yeah.
for San Antonio, 1 Tijuana, 1 for Georgia. Yeah.
Yeah, and honestly, I think that both wild card teams are going to come from this division. I think Ryland's kind of had a tough draw this season, and I think he might actually miss the playoffs this year.
That would be insane. I'm not having it yet. San Antonio still got 4 games to play in division as well. Yeah. Ryland,
Yeah.
who you got left to play in the South? I've got Georgia
Uh,
on Monday, and then I'm done with these horrible bastards.
I don't think I have any left to play.
Okay.
Yeah,
No,
I don't
you
have any
don't.
games against the South anymore.
Well, that's nice for you.
Yeah, I think it's like Tuson said, it may be too late for me, but
Yeah, like you definitely have a chance, but I think
Who have you got
it's a tough road for you.
Who have you got head to head with, Ryland? It's Georgia, right? You've got the head to head over them, I think. Is that right?
yeah, I beat Georgia.
Yeah, so that definitely could factor in as well. I mean, it sounds like we're not expecting a team from the NC East to be in the wild card picture the way we're talking about
No,
Vancouver and so on. But I mean, Frankie's done a pretty nice turnaround, hasn't he, at
I mean,
Orlando?
I assume Frankie wins the division.
yes, I think Frankie wins the division. Texas has a good defense, but their offense has been lacking. They were the only team to shut me down this year, and that was a very sad 6-12 win for them. But I mean, you take a look, they're like minus 31 point differential.
That's that sneaky AI game planning for you.
Yes, yeah. But yeah, they're minus 31 point differential. I don't think Texas keeps it up.
Yeah.
I
I'm
think
going with the wide receiver Pirates too.
Yeah, I think so. They started really hot. Let's just have a quick look whether they've actually slowed down a little bit at Orlando.
I beat them 2 weeks ago.
You beat them 2 weeks ago. I just have to remember what
And then I
order
think they won
letters
this
come in.
last week. Yeah, they beat Pittsburgh this last week.
So they beat Pittsburgh. Yeah, no, they're I mean they're just scoring points, right? If they keep scoring points, they're
Mhm.
going to be fine here.
Yep.
Well, plus they have the best punter of all time, so they're in good shape.
They do. Let's take a quick look here. Oh yes, they do, don't they? I remember this guy featuring in the team review. Yeah, okay, that's enough. Of course, he's ex-Vancouver, so he has to be.
Yeah, no bias here.
Yeah. That's enough. That's enough looking at punters. I can't believe I'm doing this on a Saturday night. Okay, so Orlando, you're going to take the division, take the Pirates back to the playoffs for the first time since 2 years ago. Okay, and then NC West.
Your division to lose, Boots.
I got
Yeah.
humbled by Tijuana yesterday, so I'm feeling slightly less confident. And I have
Yeah,
my
but
No shame losing to Tijuana.
no, there is
no,
no shame losing to Tijuana. I
I
do
mean,
agree with that.
you're up 2 losses on the Couve. Nobody else in your division is going to challenge for that. Like, and I think
Yeah,
you'll end up having a better record than the Couve in the end.
yeah, and I
Yeah.
got more home games than away on road games to close out the season as well. And definitely the second half looks a little bit more once I get this Georgia game out the way on Monday, which is, my nemesis team basically. So not expecting a lot from that.
Ouch.
But then it does get a
You
little
wound
bit
me.
easier. Well, my nemesis, Rylan. It's a friendly in-division rivalry. None of this serious business like I got going with Georgia.
Okay. I think the real question here is, do you get a bye or not? Because you win the division, and then the question is, do you get a bye?
I think he does.
I think so too. I
Because
think NFC South will sort of cannibalize each other a little bit.
exactly, yeah.
We'll see. That would be nice. Let's say that would definitely be nice. I don't think I've had a bye over here yet.
Probably
Guys,
not.
we've made our picks and we're on the last minute of the call, so this call's just gonna get cut off any second now.
Thanks for hosting.
Yeah,
Thanks for this, guys.
It's been fun.
For those watching, you ever want to join us, always have an open invitation.
We keep saying it. We're never gonna stop until at least one person jumps on the call. All right, guys, have a nice weekend and good luck.